Oh, practicing self-love, self-care. But I don't wanna. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. Right? Who feels like that? Right? Who wants to hear that shit, that cliche, after a massive heartbreak? Right? Who the fuck wants to hear that? I get it. Hold on a minute, guys. Oh my God, where's my vape? I'm always losing my vape. Here it is. Okay, sorry. Who wants to hear that shit, right? I get it. That's why I was reluctant to say things like that to people when they were going through hard times. I tried to be mindful of the cliches, you know, but actually at the end of the day, those cliches are not just cliche. It's just that we don't want to hear them at the fucking time that we're going through this shit, because we think there's no hope and we're never going to come out of that. But honestly, those cliches work. They work. They're not popular for no reason. And I know that's not what we want to hear. I understand that, because it's not what I want to hear either. But you know what? Somebody pumping that shit into my head at a younger age, thank God. Because I grew up in abuse and trauma and a lot of shit where it wasn't kind of taught at home. And if you don't get it early enough, but somebody caught me like early enough in my teens, mentors and therapists and people like that. If it wasn't for those people teaching me that, I don't know where the hell I would be. I probably would not be alive right now if I didn't have that to fall back on. So I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, when you have nobody else to fall back on but yourself, when everybody else has left you, I mean, I'm talking really cutthroat shit. When they've all turned on you, the people you thought loved you, they've all ran for the hills. They've all, because you're too true, you're too authentic, you're too serious about your purpose. You meant motherfucking business. Like everything you said, you meant motherfucking business. And a lot of them are just kind of showboat, show face. Like a Twinkie without the filling and shit, you know. They can't handle it. They got to run for the hills. They can't go through with it. But when that's all you have left at the end of the day is you, those cliches, they're not just cliches. It's real. You have to be able to love yourself, to have that parent in your head, that person in your head, that guide, which for me, I hear 3 or 4 of them. So I know that's putting myself out there in a real bad place, in a real bad position, but I do. I mean, I hear the parent that I have to be to myself, to reparent myself and look out for myself on the daily. I hear the wounded child in there all the time. No. I lived in that wounded child for years. I literally fought against my own blessings for years. Yes. Letting the wounded inner child run everything. And that parent kept wanting to step up and take over and go, all right, we're taking you out of here now. This isn't good for you. You're not going to deal with this anymore. But that wounded child won. No, I want to stay. I want to do this regardless. I want what I want. I don't want to do any of this grown-up shit. I don't care. I don't fucking care what's best for me. I don't give a fuck about that. I just want what I want. Yeah, I did that for a long time. Got the parent. You got the wounded inner child in there. Then I've got the happy, healed, more healed. The inner child that was me before all the corruption. The beautiful, pure, loving, heart filled, compassionate, creative, imaginative, happy child that's just curious and in awe of the world and so happy to be here. And, and then there's probably 4 or 5 other parts of myself that I hear or that can come in and take over and play their part or try to get up in some shit daily. All of that, And then I have the adult me, just trying to find my way through all of that, through the parent that needs to, the parent that, how it needed to be for me when I was a child. That mother, her. I have her, and she steps up, and she is the fierce protector. She is the loving, beautiful, compassionate, warm, nurturing, healing, but motherfucking fierce protector. Absolutely. That's her. And when she comes out, playtime's over. When she finally comes out, playtime's over. People start getting your coats and shit. If you've been fucking with me, if you've been mistreating me, if you've been disrespecting me, if you've been using me up, and that protective mother has been watching you all this time and she hadn't stepped in yet. She's just been waiting on you to get your shit straight. You better get your motherfucking coat. That's that, And also there are toxic parents in there too that can come out and, hear parts of that from childhood that I have to kind of, be mindful of and watch out for. And then there is the wounded inner child, very wounded, very triggered, all kinds of, I'll make a video about this. This is good stuff. I'm glad this is coming out. I'll make a video going in depth about all these parts of self that I'll put it in my terms. It might not be the most proper of terms, but it's the way I see it. My wounded inner child, and boy, she can come up, honey. She can come up. And she gets triggered and she gets afraid. She comes around quite a bit, especially every month when I have my cycle. And I get very, in my shell and very traumatized and very just in need of protection and withdrawal. And that wounded child is there in pain and flashbacks and crying and fear. And I often have to rely on the protective mother, the fierce, protective, loving, nurturing mother to take over for me and protect that. And I'm so glad that I had my therapist. This is what this all comes back to. I'm so glad that I had my therapist to instill a lot of these things in me as far as self-nurturing and self-soothing and self-care and the idea of reparenting. The concept of reparenting yourself. It took a lot of work to drive that in there. But yeah, I have all these parts of self that now I don't even remember when the hell this video started. I wanted to make a point with it. But I think it was about, cliches are not just cliches. Care for yourself. Love yourself. No, that shit is real at the end of the day when you have nobody else. You've got to be able to have this or you're screwed. But yeah, those parts of self, the parents that can take over, the toxic parents that we can hear sometimes that come out and speak to our partner and, things that our mother and father said or did and triggered, and our wounded inner child can come out with our partners. A lot of times we see most of this triggering out with a romantic partner. That's where you're going to see most of these things come up for healing. That's why in a way we can't necessarily always look back at our relationships and go, I wish I'd never gone through that. Because if we hadn't, then a lot of that stuff wouldn't have come up for healing. And I know most of us wish the fuck it hadn't. But you get what I'm saying. But yeah, wounded inner child, the normal, happy, healthy child, that part of me, like I described, I can still see her just whatever, just playing with her dolls or writing her little songs. Back in the day, I was really creative, and my little journals and my little drawings. I used to like to draw little fashion stick figures and fashion illustration, and just whatever, my little music tapes and just little girl stuff that I had, and I was a really self-entertained kid. I was forced to stay in my room alone a lot. I was really controlled, and yeah, I think it's important for everybody to get in touch with that happy, non-wounded part of our inner child before it was corrupted, before it was hurt. That beautiful part of many of us that didn't get to grow, that didn't feel safe enough to continue growing. The part of us that stopped growing at the point of impact, at the point of trauma, of violation, of ridicule, of shame. That part of us that remained that same age forever or close to that and didn't get to fully develop and grow. Hence, a lot of times, narcissistic defenses. Yeah. And so, oh my God, the beautiful red cardinal male is out here. Damn, they ate all that bird seed that I put on the windowsill yesterday. But, God, he's beautiful. I love that I have a bush right outside my bathroom and bedroom window. And they just sit there and I can just like literally look in their face without them flying off. It's so beautiful. But yeah, we all have these parts of self, guys. Other people may identify it differently, but we all have these different parts of self to get in touch with and know how that part of ourself is feeling, or, what the fuck is this? I know a lot of people don't do those types of assessments and examinations. They just have a feeling come up and they're like, I don't know why the fuck I feel this way. Fuck it. Let me go get a drink, or let me go get rid of this feeling, or whatever. But if you think about it, yes, there are all these parts of ourselves. There's just us in our adult trying to integrate, okay? I need to do more studies on a lot of this stuff, but yeah, basically, parts of us can become fragmented, the way I understand it and the way I've felt it. Parts of us can become fragmented, and we need to sort of be able to integrate all of that back into one as we balance and find our way into the more stable adult, and merge with our own highest version of self and get really comfortable in our adult. And I know I'm putting this in really weird terms. Of course, do your research and study and everything, but it's the way I kind of feel it and see it, that all of these parts are very meaningful. They are all a part of us, but they have to be integrated properly. Meaning we have to do the painful emotional work and bring all that old stuff up and sort it out and work on the healing and bring all of those parts of self into one manageable center and use it to benefit our lives, to keep us whole and healthy and balanced. Not let each and every one of those parts go crazy and one part takes over and the other part takes over and it's just all over the map and it's chaos. No, we have to use all of those parts and understand all of it and integrate it into one well-balanced adult. And that can be fucking difficult. Yeah, it really can. And so, after a heartbreak, it can be step by step. It can be one day at a time. It can feel so slow when you're grieving the loss of somebody that you love. It can be so slow. It can be like major depression. It can be, but do it anyway. Don't listen to people outside yourself that make fun, that trash you for that don't give a shit what they think. Practice your self-care. Even if it's one little nice thing that you do for yourself that day. Don't give a shit what people say about you, okay? I don't care if you feel absolutely terrible. At this point, I have been made to feel every negative, hurtful, horrible way imaginable. Old, ugly, unlovable, low self-esteem, very insecure. After a breakup and a heartbreak, especially if they trash you out or they discard you or leave you because they are insecure, and they go quickly try to replace you with somebody else because, unlike you, they can't stand on their own for more than 5 minutes. It can make you feel really hurt. It can make you feel really low and really unlovable in a situation like that. So just know that you are lovable, that you are beautiful, that you have purpose, and it's not going to feel like it for a while when you're heartbroken. It's okay. It's normal. But do something nice for yourself. One thing every day, even if that's all you can do. And I know it feels like hell. Sometimes it feels like absolute death. But if you have to crawl, dragging your lifeless body to the bathroom, get up, put some cold water on your face, look at yourself, tell yourself you're beautiful, you're worth it, man or woman, tell yourself that you're worth it, you are lovable, love yourself, okay? Do your self-care, do one little nice thing for yourself every day, even if it's just forcing yourself to go into the bathroom and do your little self-care routine. Even if it's nothing extraordinary, just make sure that you give yourself that much love and nurturing every day. Even if it's just splashing your face, combing your hair, brush your teeth, your hygiene. Put on something that smells nice. A lot of times that perks us up a little bit. You'd be surprised. I'm not kidding. I have been in the depths of hell before depression. And you'd be surprised what a little something, a little scent, how uplifting it can kind of be. It's weird how our clothing, put on something nice. Put on your favorite shirt. Put on your favorite suit, fellas. Whatever. But you'd be surprised how little smells can perk you up and make you feel good. Your favorite shirt. Put a ribbon in your hair, ladies. Whatever. I know it feels like shit. Believe me. I feel like the worst shit right now. I really do. I cry every single day about my breakup and my heartbreak and how it was done, how I was treated, and how it just couldn't work no matter what. And how I know I have to go into the future without that person. There's a little bird, and it's getting soaked in this little bush. Oh my God, y'all hear the rain coming down, y'all? I don't know if you can see this little bird. There's a screen on this window. Unfortunately, y'all probably can't see the bird. Anyway, I'm sorry. I wish y'all could see it. But trust me, I know the pain. I know the feeling. I don't think we have to be completely healed and wait until we are completely healed to share with people, to put out knowledge and information and spread awareness. I don't think we need to wait, always wait. I mean, it's good to be to a certain point in our healing, but I also think it's good to share in real time. I think it's good just person to person when we are going through something painful right then. But then, we have to be careful too as content creators. A lot of times your audience gets used to you being stuck there. They get used to you being sad, depressed, going through hell, putting out videos about that kind of stuff. And within a year or two, or less even, you're going to grow. People grow, they change, their personal life gets better. They do the work. A lot of times they use this content and those videos to get through those hard times. And so that's kind of a weird thing to have to figure out when an audience and viewers get kind of used to a certain type of content. A person talking about, damn, I'm going through this, and yeah, and anger, and I'm so sad and pissed, and, speaking on topics about how to do this, and they get used to a certain type of content. And then, next thing you know, that person has healed. They have come through that. And now they're wanting to do a different type of content. And so I know that can be difficult, you guys, but it's good to encourage people's growth, because that means they're healing. And so that's why I try to keep my content mixed up. I know that's not best for the algorithm. That's why my channel, it's been over 2 years now, and I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet, guys. I'm still working on it. I'm getting close, though. Oh my God, I'm excited. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're new here, or if you're just now watching my videos, or finding my channel. But I'm getting there. But the reason is because I really haven't had the time and energy to put into my channel yet that I want. And because I don't promote my channel a lot. I don't promote it on other websites. I don't do my tagging like I'm supposed to do in my videos. I don't have time. I need to start, really getting on that. And I don't niche down. I don't select a specific niche so that the algorithm can promote me as much. Eventually I may do that, but that's the point. I like to keep my content mixed up a little bit with different attitudes and different vibes so that people can get used to that overall, okay? So that I never reach a point where they're like, well, we thought you were this way. Well, we thought you were this way. Well, we were only watching for this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to go through that. That's why I do different types of videos and different topics. And I've kind of listed in my description. Most of the videos that I do, even though I will do a lot of different things, they will all kind of have a psychological or a spiritual component, philosophical component, somewhere within that video. I don't care what it is. If I'm talking about food, if I'm talking about love, if I'm talking about makeup, I don't give a damn. I'm going to somehow bring it full circle. Fashion, I will probably select people that something moved me about their life story, like Gia Karanji, or, whatever. I'll bring it back to something deeper we can talk about and learn from. That's what I like to do for now. All right, guys, I'm going to clip this one, and I will see you guys in the next video. And I'm going to write it down. I'm making a list. I want to get back to this whole topic of the inner child work. And I know that's a thing. And I want to talk about the different components that I feel inside of myself. There are professionals out there that will put this in different terms for you. Always do your research. Don't just watch one person on the internet. Always watch credible and accurate sources and do your own research. I am not a professional at all. I'm just telling you guys how I see things and how it feels inside of me. But in part 2, I'll get into, yes, those different compartments of self that I feel. And then I will also talk to you about, that was nothing. That was just the 4 or 5 psychological parts of self, whatever you might want to call it. Then I'm going to get into intuition, spirit, higher self, spirit guides, guardian angel guides, and we'll go from there, okay? Because I have all that. And I listen to it all, and I have to keep it all balanced. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, guys. I'll see you in part 2. Thanks for watching.